Imagine mixing together all the different living things in the world over a really long time, we're talking thousands of years, and adding a big splash of evolution. What you get are some really strange and unique creatures. Even though weird things might seem normal after seeing them a lot, there are still some truly strange animals that we hardly ever come across. In today's world, we can see pictures of almost every creature on the planet. But there are still some animals that are so rare or unusual that most people might not know they exist. We've gone through a huge collection of life on Earth and found 14 animals that you probably didn't know were real. Let's explore these surprising and fascinating creatures. Red-lipped batfish. The red-lipped batfish is quite unique. Its red lips aren't from eating something bloody or applying lipstick. Scientists think these vibrant lips help it attract a mate. Unlike other fish, this batfish isn't a good swimmer, but it has a clever trick. It uses its modified dorsal fin to lure in its dinner, acting like a fishing rod. Instead of swimming, it prefers to walk on the seafloor using its fins. You can find this interesting creature near the Galapagos Islands and off the coast of Peru. Lowland streaked Tenrec. The lowland streaked Tenrec is a little creature found in the tropical lowland rainforests of Madagascar. Imagine a mix between a shrew and a hedgehog. That's what it looks like. An adult is usually around 5.5 inches long, but some can be as big as 6.8 inches. These tenrecs communicate by vibrating a special section of their spiky fur called sounding quills. These quills are different from the hard spines that keep them safe from predators. They eat mainly earthworms and are known as insectivores. Tufted deer. The tufted deer, mainly found in China and Myanmar, looks a bit like it's ready for a vampire movie with its scary fangs and small horns. But don't worry, these deer are herbivores, meaning they only eat plants and won't suck anyone's blood. During mating season, the males use their fangs and horns for fighting. Interestingly, when tufted deer run, they do it in a zigzag pattern, making it tricky for predators to catch them. Blue Glaucus. The blue Glaucus, also called the blue dragon or Glaucus atlanticus, is a special sea slug. Instead of swimming right side up, it floats upside down in the water. It eats creatures like the Portuguese man-o'-war. This little sea slug can even take in the stings of the tentacles and keep the toxins to protect itself. But be careful, because if people touch it, they might get a painful sting. Even though it looks blue and white all over, the sea slug often floats on its back. This way, its silvery gray belly blends in with the bright sea surface, making it hard for predators below to see. Its blue back also helps it hide in the ocean waves from predators above. This cool trick is called counter shading. Eye. The eye is a special type of lemur with a tail that looks like a squirrel's, big eyes like an owl, and a face that's kind of like a raccoon's. You can find these unique animals on the island of Madagascar. Even though they're lemurs, they live a bit like woodpeckers. When it's time to eat, the eye does something interesting. It taps on trees to find hidden insects. Then, it uses its sharp teeth to make a hole in the wood. Finally, it reaches into the hole with its long, skinny fingers to grab the tasty treat. What a clever way to get a snack! Starnosed Mole. The Starnosed Mole is a little critter that lives in eastern North America. It looks a bit like a character from an old-school Nintendo video game. This mole has a unique star-shaped nose that helps it navigate the tunnels it digs in the ground. The nose has 22 tentacles without hair, and these tentacles are super sensitive with lots of nerve cells. Scientists think this special nose can even feel tiny vibrations in the ground, like seismic waves traveling through the earth. Imagine having a star on your nose that helps you feel your way around. Blobfish. The blobfish is an animal with a name that makes sense because it looks like a blob. It lives in the deep waters near Australia and New Zealand. To survive in its home, the blobfish has turned into a squishy mass of flesh that's a bit like jelly. This helps it float just above the seafloor deep underwater. When you bring the blobfish up from its deep and high-pressure home, where it looks more like a regular fish, it turns into what we know as a blob. So, its blobby appearance happens when it's taken out of its deep-sea environment. What a unique way for a fish to live. Goblin Shark. The goblin shark is a shark that looks a bit like a goblin with its needle-like teeth, small eyes, and long snout. Even though it may seem more like a goblin than a typical shark, it's part of a very old family of sharks that hasn't changed much in the past 125 million years. These sharks can grow up to 13 feet long and usually hang out in deep waters near the seafloor, searching for food. Scientists don't know a lot about live goblin sharks because they're rarely seen and hardly ever caught on camera. Most of what scientists know about them comes from accidentally finding them in nets while trying to catch other types of fish. The goblin shark sure is a mysterious and ancient creature. Saiga Antelope. The Saiga antelope may seem like a regular antelope if you look at its body, but its nose and head are quite unique. It has a hooked snout that makes it look a bit like a mix between a camel and an elephant. Unfortunately, the Saiga antelope is in big trouble and is at risk of disappearing. It used to live in many places across Eurasia, but now it's only found in a small area in Russia and a few spots in Kazakhstan. These antelopes like to live in groups in flat, treeless areas called steppes. The antelope's big nose is pretty special. It evolved to help it deal with dusty air in the summer and warm up cold air in the winter. Even though the Saiga antelope is facing tough times, its unique features show how it adapted to its environment over time. Gerenuk. The Gerenuk got its name from a Somali word that means giraffe-necked. Just like giraffes, this antelope has a long neck, but here's something even more interesting. They don't drink water. Instead, Gerenuks get all the water they need from eating things like tree branches, bushes, vines, and other plant stuff. When Gerenuks are just 2 weeks old, they start learning to balance on their hind legs. But unfortunately, these cool animals are facing a tough situation. They're losing their homes, and their population has gone down by 25% in just the last 14 years. We need to find ways to help them so they can keep being a unique part of our world. Pink Fairy Armadillo. The pink fairy armadillo is like a tiny bunny wearing a shell, and it's super small, only about 3.5 to 4 inches long. These little cuties live in Argentina and really love hanging out in the desert. They're creatures of the night, meaning they're most active when it's dark. What's cool about them is that they dig burrows in the ground. And guess what? They use the flat part of their backside to press down on the soil, making their tunnels much safer and less likely to collapse. These adorable pink fairy armadillos have some smart moves to help them live comfortably in the desert. Cantor's giant softshell turtle. Cantor's giant softshell turtle, also known as the Asian giant soft-shelled turtle, looks a bit like a turtle that melted. Its eyes are close together and it has a wide wedge-shaped head, earning it the nickname frog-faced softshell turtle. This freshwater turtle lives in ponds, lakes, and rivers across Asia. It can grow really big, up to 6 feet long, and weigh more than 220 pounds. Even though they live in different places, these turtles are in trouble. People are catching them for meat, and sometimes they accidentally get hurt or caught in fishing nets. Because of these problems, the turtle is in danger and people are trying to help. There's some good news, though. Scientists have found more nests and eggs during surveys, giving hope that the turtle's numbers might grow again. Let's hope they keep working to protect these unique turtles. Purple frog. The purple frog lives in the Western Ghats, which is a group of mountains in India. It's known for its chubby, bloated body. This frog likes spending most of its life underground and only pops up for about 2 weeks each year when the rainy season called the monsoon arrives. That's when it's time for the purple frog to find a mate. Even its meals happen underground. The purple frog loves to eat ants and termites while chilling below the surface. So most of the time, this unique frog is hidden away, only making a brief appearance during the rainy season for some important froggy business. Okapi. If you look at an okapi, you might think it's related to a zebra because of the stripes on its back legs, or maybe a horse because of its head and body shape. But guess what? Its big ears and a cool blue-violet tongue give away its true relative. It's related to giraffes. People first learned about the okapi in the late 1800s when explorer Henry Morton Stanley talked about it in his travel stories. These unique animals live in the rainforests of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and they're so special that they are the national animal there. Thanks for joining me on this wild journey into the fascinating world of unique animals. If you enjoyed learning about these incredible creatures, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more exciting content and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. Which animal surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know if there's another group of animals you'd like to explore next. Until next time, stay curious, stay wild, and keep exploring the wonders of our incredible planet. See you in the next video.